As the sun began to disappear over the horizon, I finally made it back home in one piece. The roads had been eerily quiet, as opposed to being full of the Pathfinder checkpoints that I had been expecting. I had been lucky. In fact, I had found a similar belt that I lost, and to my great surprise, I even managed to find, whoa, another Mungheart. Fucking nice. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. With an extra added bonus, a Walter Gewehr locked and loaded. Very nice. Thank you. Ooh. I figured the cosmic scale of fortune must have swung over to my end again, in order to maintain balance after having allowed my original gear to be stolen. Oh shit. Yeah, okay. Feels legit. Yeah, you stay there. Fucking hell. And I'm out as well. Right. Before heading out to Westbrook, I had managed to secure Rory's new residence, and having given him the code before the firefight on the roof, I went over to his house to see if he had made himself at home at his new location. Rory? You home? He wasn't back yet. I had no idea where he was to meet up with Dex. From the note, it sounded like it wasn't even in the south. So I wasn't surprised that I had gotten back first. That night, I decided to enact my plan to spread the word. The first shot from the pen would no doubt prove to be equally as potent as the first shot from the gun. I needed something catchy. The Southlands. South. The voice of the South.
People of the South, for too long the stag has stood over you, watching your every move and dipping into your pockets. Are you satisfied with this arrangement, knowing that your hard-earned assets will be taken from you and used to fuel one single group's claim to prosperity? If enough people raise their voices, we have a chance to finally throw off the yoke of the oppressors. You are not alone anymore. There is a reckoning forming on the horizon. Many of the small groups have already decided that enough is enough. We now invite you to join your voice with theirs. For now, play along with the stag. Feed it well, as a good master does a pet. And then, wait for the signal. When the time comes, you will know.
Alright, that sounds like a good first strike. Now I just had to remember that as soon as we posted this, the word would go out and the Pathfinders would know without a doubt that something was stirring. But that's what I wanted. Now that the Pathfinders had attacked B-Tier and tipped their hand, the whole secrecy agenda was less important to the movement. If we could keep them off balance and paranoid, there was a chance that they'd trip themselves up, not to mention the added bonus of having people see that they weren't alone in the South anymore.
Yo, guys, I gotta show you something. Hang on, I'll come down with it. I'll come down. Hold on.
The next day, I was once again reunited with the known remnants of my family. Rory and Dex both arrived at my house, and I wanted to show them something.
I actually don't know which one I should pick here, but okay, I'll pick that one. It's not a Christmas gift or anything, but, you know. Look what I have.
Oh, is that a cassette player?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I ain't seen one of those since the 90s.
I know, right?
Do you even know what this is?
It looks
Do you even
pretty
know
old,
what that is,
actually.
Dex?
Yeah,
Looks
this...
like a relic.
It is, actually. So,
Cassette player.
yeah. And here's the thing. I have a cassette. I actually found a lot of tapes that we can play. And I found something interesting that you might want to listen to. Let's see here. If I remember how to do this, switch on. Here we go.
Research ethics and clinical laboratory studies were approved by the Medical Research Advisory Committee of the Government of Papua New Guinea and by the local research ethics committees of St. Mary's Hospital and the Institute of Neurology and National Hospital for Neurology and Neurosurgery in London.
From what I can tell, this is
Critically
a study
important
of
from
what
both
led to
ethical
the
and
infection.
operational aspects was the full team of local Kuru reporters communicated to the field base the details of any person.
We listened to the tape detailing the doctor's very clinical documentation regarding first occurrences, forensic reports, and pathology studies pertaining to what the medical corps of the old world had designated Kuru. Apparently, what we were facing today was a developed form of the original brain prion disease, also known as Kuru, with added biological abnormalities occurring at an exponential rate, one of these being cognitive degeneration, which explained why nothing of the person itself survives. The brain literally decomposes inside the skull, whereas the metabolical need for sustenance continues.
The fieldwork involved endonucleus digestion of PCR embryons.
I could tell that all of this was a lot to take in for the 16-year-old, but he listened with surprising patience, maybe indulging the old guard their need for their vaunted reasons, when all he wanted to do was to find a life worth living. Rory, however, listened with great interest. Though I could see on his face that the technical terms confused him to no end, he knew, as much as I did, that whatever was said here would pertain directly to Mom and Dad and the rest of our family if they had succumbed to this nightmarish condition.
That's
I'm
pretty
gonna
much
say
it.
that was like 90% Chinese to me.
Yeah, that was just a lot of technobabble. Pretty much what I got out of it is that the infection is called Kuru, or was called Kuru at any rate. There's one more thing, young one, that you need to hear.
Damn, what kind of song is this?
This, my young fellow, is classic rock. You know? This is how we do it.
I'm kind of feeling it.
Right on?
The guys were back, and I felt like blowing off some steam. Besides, I considered this to be part of the mandatory education that Dex was going to need in the years to come.
Yeah.
For the first time in a very long while, classic rock echoed through the house.
Oh yeah, boy. The world can go into shitter and dubstep will die, but this shit'll stay alive
You remember this song, man? In high school?
forever. Oh yeah, this is I got a handy underneath the bleachers from Roxanne. This song.
Hold on, what's a handy?
Mind your business, boy.
Oh, okay.
Alright, no more rock for you. Yeah, it's good that we have this means now to listen to these tapes.
I was really wanting to know what.
Then, as I looked at the cassette player and remembered the handheld transceivers, I suddenly got an idea. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Dex?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know a lot about, like, electrical things and stuff like this?
Yeah, I'm pretty alright with it. What's up?
I just had a wild idea. First, let me ask you a question. As I explained my idea to the guys, I gave the cassette player to Dex and asked him if he could modify the audio output to work in conjunction with the handheld transceivers. The boy went to work with an enthusiasm I hadn't seen in a fair amount of time, and 10 minutes later, he had the improvised vocoder ready. Yo, how's it going?
Hey. Yeah, I got it to work.
Awesome. Let me try it out.
Yep. There you go.
Let me see. Okay, I'm trying it now.
Hey there, you filthy nasties.
Whoa! Was that me?
I think it was, actually.
You did a bang-up job with this, Dex. Very nice. And it's very fascinating, and it's a testament to your skills that, like, 15 minutes ago, you didn't even know what a cassette player was, and now you've made it so that
Yeah, exactly.
this is... Yeah, you're awesome, man. Really, really great.
Appreciate it, man.
Because you know what I want to do?
What's up?
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna go full-on propaganda war on these bitches.
Hell
I
yeah.
think that's a great idea.
You want to see something? Hold on. You know what? I stayed up and I wrote this. You can check it here, Rory. Check it first. I showed the flyer to Rory, and a small little smile crept over his face.
This is gonna make some certain folk real angry.
I know. Stirring up some shit. Take your time reading that, man. But you know what? I think that is what the South needs right now.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to give
If
B-tier
we
a
don't have it,
chance.
then it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse if we don't do it.
We need to show people that there are, upstanding people that we're not going to take any shit, It's time that people reacted.
This is great, actually.
Really? You think so? Finally, the plan that first had taken form on my travels up by Sanctuary was now coming to fruition. With B-tier temporarily scattered, the plan was to continue the work on our own. We would put up posters that clearly announced our discontent with the current situation in the South and calling for others to join the movement. However, this was just the first step. Using Dex's technical skills and adopting an appropriate alias, I would broadcast our disdain for the Pathfinders to anyone who would listen. The fight was in full swing, and even though it was a passive propaganda war for my part, I wanted to make sure that the voice of the South was heard.
Oh my god, it tastes like so bitter.
Fucking lightweight. Hey,
Oh
we
my
sure
God.
this is Jimmy Jack's boy? Yeah, he ain't Jimmy Jack's boy.
Oh my
No.
god.
You are
The mailman
such...
must have been paying
That's
special
terrible.
attention to your mother.
Oh, Lord.
Terrible.
You ain't got the burly jeans.
Waste.
We need to find a field transceiver. So I'm proposing we go to Paris Island. Remember, Rory? I think, who was it? Corey who told us to go there?
Yeah, Corey.
So I think we should do our utmost to find a strong radio transceiver.
Alright. I got my military gear already.
Right on. Right on. Oh yeah, you got some military gear when you were away.
Yeah, I got a little bit.
That's good. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that Dad's old bush hunter jacket?
Ah, get a good eye.
Yeah. Well, I have two. Oh!
Oh, okay.
Admit it. That was a good burn. That was a good burn. Yeah, I know. I can be a real prick sometimes. As we headed out on our next journey, Rory told me something interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yesterday, me and Koala came across the Pathfinders frequency on the radio.
What?
They were talking about, yeah. They, I think they were using code words. Maybe they said that the old man wants this. The old man wants someone named Lily dead. The old man wants to evict
What?
some people from a castle.
Wait, Lily?
Yeah. I don't know the name.
Be safe, Lily. Be safe.
Yeah, you too.
And be careful. Mind yourself around the alcohol, okay?
Oh yeah, I always do.
Someone that we.
I met her. I escorted her to the Riders base. I think she is sort of... I think she's actually the girlfriend of the leader of the Riders.
You know? Oh fuck, that one guy. What is it? I heard of his name. Hank.
Yeah, Hank. Yeah.
Oh, let's get walking. We got a walker coming up on me.
Do you know what this
Yeah,
means, though?
Interesting news.
If they want her dead, for what? Did they say anything about why?
They said the old man didn't trust her.
The old
There
man.
seemed to be some contention between them as to how they were going to do it, but they said that the old man didn't trust her, and another guy was like, well, we're going to have to put a bullet in your head.
Fucking Pathfinders. But I wasn't worried. Lily was with the Riders, after all, and judging from what I'd heard, going after her would be akin to existential suicide, as the Riders would be out for blood. And if we could disrupt their operations down here, some heat might bleed off of Lily and onto us. We'd just better be damned sure to cover our tracks well enough to actually survive it.
Do it. Sheesh.
Come on, boys. Let's hit the road. As we journeyed across the Midland Waste region of the Southlands, from Started Island past Cushville through Milo and Georgetown, we decided to make camp in a house before the incursion of Paris Island. Before getting some sleep, I wanted to get the voice of the South off the ground. Let's do the broadcast once.
Okay.
Okay?
Put yourself on. Are you on one?
I'm gonna put myself on one. I think I need you guys to stand sentry. Like, if you're like covering the perimeter. Wait. Before you do that, you should probably also switch on your radio so you know when it's done. So when it's time to come back here, you come back here, okay?
Copy.
And 87.8. I took out the transceiver, which had been modified with circuitry from the cassette player, activated the voice modulation, took a deep breath, and began to speak.
People of the South, for too long the stag has stood over you, watching your every move and dipping into your pockets. Are you satisfied with this arrangement, knowing that your hard-earned assets will be taken from you and used to fuel one single group's claim to prosperity? If enough people raise their voices, we have a chance to finally throw off the yoke of the oppressors. You are not alone anymore. There is a reckoning forming on the horizon. Many of the small groups have already decided that enough is enough. We now invite you to join your voice with theirs. For now, play along with the stag Feed it well, as a good master does a pet, and then wait for the signal. When the time comes, you will know. This is the voice of the South. End transmission.
This was perfect. In order to protect myself over the airwaves, I had to modulate my voice, and Dex had come through in a pinch. I sounded nothing like myself. Came across as a solid baritone, and I made sure to give myself a distinct accent for added safety. Now, I truly was the voice of the South. Oh, look, I think there's some notes up here. Jesus. What the hell is this?
What do we got here?
Oh, you know what this reminds me of? You remember that poster that we saw down at Ben's Crossing? What was it? Like the Purgatory Collective poster?
Oh yeah.
I think...
The ones that got their leader, didn't he have like a thing on him?
Yeah, he had like a bounty or something. I think it was the Red Militia. These symbols look like the ones that were on that poster. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if they are like...
troublesome.
Yeah, maybe they're resurging. I don't know. Interesting. And let's check this one out as well. Oh, what is this? Let's see here. Sanctuary is throwing a party at the tavern. Saturday. Come by and have a good time with us. Only 2 rules. No weapons except melee. And come to have fun. And make friends, not enemies. Okay. Interesting. We should probably, we should probably drop by. What do you say?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely down for that.
Right? Right?
Could do with some drinks.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
Could I have some apple juice for me?
Yeah, exactly. Ooh.
You
Hold
know
on.
what? If you can kill a zombie, you can have a beer.
Hold on.
Oh shit, hell yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
hell.
would like to try one actually.
Hold on. Voice of the South is up.
Oh.
Alright. Let's go, boys. Time to move. Before somebody catches us here. Despite the fact that Paris Island was a designated hot zone, the rest of the journey would prove to be more or less uneventful and less than productive. We were lucky enough that no one else was there while we hit the place, as we didn't encounter any opposition except for creepers. But Paris Island didn't really give us anything. Some meager supplies, a few boxes of ammo, some articles of clothing that nobody really wanted. It did look like somebody had just been through the place before us, so we were pretty much shit out of luck, and I had to settle for continued broadcasts in a 1-kilometer range for now. During a scuffle with the undead at Paris Island, me and Rory had gotten separated from Dex. However, our young cousin told us over radio to rendezvous with him in the Hazeland police station. Oh, where did you end up? You got chased by zombies or something? We lost contact with you.
Yeah.
We saw the backpack. Like it was ripped from you, like on the ground. So we were a little worried there.
You know, some ruined clothes and kind of blood splatter.
Well,
Looked like you got that bad in there. Here,
What?
here, you need a gun.
Oh wow, your gun?
Whoa, you're giving him the M4?
Because I got this.
What?
Wow.
You both have M4s? You
Look at
found that
that.
one in the barracks?
This is
Holy
a HK,
fuck.
but yeah, it's pretty much the same fucking thing, I guess.
Is it an HK? I thought it was an M4.
Very
That
nice.
does look like one.
Oh, now I have an inferiority complex.
Look at you.
Yeah, get me a good gun. Crashes. On our way back home, we took a detour exploring the southwestern areas of the Southlands. As we played the part of tourists, we discovered a familiar flag flying over one of the biggest castle ruins. Castle.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a really big one.
That's completely walled off. Let's not go there. Contact in there, contact.
I see. It's Pathfinders. It's Pathfinders.
Yeah.
Flag.
There's contact in there. There's contact in
Yeah. I gotcha.
We'll tell him to meet up with us when he's responsible.
Yeah. Pathfinders again? Is there nowhere where we can find respite from these money-grubbing clowns? And if my suspicions were correct, this could very well have been the castle that Rory had overheard them talking about. Putting two and two together, I theorized that this was the Ravenhold castle, and the Ravenhold faction seemed to be the latest victims of the Pathfinders' brutal tyranny, as I remembered Rory telling me how he had heard them talking about evicting the denizens of a castle. I clenched my jaw in frustration as we decided to take our leave in the opposite direction. So Pathfinders are now based in 2 locations.
Yep.
Cushville and that castle. Interesting. Alright. That might make it a little bit trickier.
They got a chokehold on the whole passage south from the east side.
Yeah. We still don't have
Well,
enough
let's wait.
people. What?
Go wait for Claw. I told him to meet us at Milo. I'm gonna tell him to go past it and hit the road.
Oh, okay. So I'm still wondering. I'm worrying about B tier. I'm wondering, like, I haven't seen or heard anything of them lately. We lost the little runt again.
Seems to happen a lot.
Yeah. Oh, there's somebody on the road there. You look hilarious when you come running with those short pants.
Dude, I got attacked by one of those military Z's, man. Fucking insane.
Yeah, they're annoying as all hell. They don't go down easily either.
I don't want to be bearing bad news, but it's about to turn nighttime, and we still got some ground.
Yeah, let's get as far as we can. Alright? On account of fatigue brought on by the day's escapades, we eventually decided against going to Sanctuary to attend a party. However, before I went to bed, I once again clicked on the modified transceiver.
Many of you have asked, what is the voice of the South? Who are you? Why are you here? And why do you raise your voice? I am here now to tell you. The voice of the South is not a faction, nor is it a group. It is simply a code word for something larger, something that binds us together. The will to throw off the jackboot heel that is crushing your throat. The stag has been at it for long now, so long that most of us don't even remember a time when we were free. I bid you all now, to think back. Back in the days of civilization, order stood for laws and justice. But these were not above reproach. The little man always had someone to speak for. The magical carousel of due process was there to protect against unjust punishment and abuse of the system. As civilization fell and mankind began to prey upon one another, laws and the order of the old world evaporated into thin air like that first whiff of a newly picked flower. During the madness that ensued, people had nowhere to turn. They were forced to give, to hand over, to starve, in exchange for a few more minutes of agonizing life. Bandits roamed, took, pillaged, and massacred. Oh, sweet people of the South, I'm sure you remember. The days of chaos were long and filled with despair. Then came the reminder that decent people did indeed exist. Some charismatic and driven people began to sift through the debris of civilization and try to patch up whatever they could find of the old world. Settlements began to spring up, places like Sanctuary and Duskar, places where you'd be met with respect and judged by your actions, not on how much food you had on you. Now the stag saw this and took something of both worlds. Under the illusion of helping others, the stag closed its blood-stained hands around the Southlands, and it began to squeeze. Oh Lord, did it squeeze. Citizens living in the South would suddenly be paid visits by the stag. They would be told that they needed to pay their tribute. Oh yeah, people were run down on foot by stag tax collectors, forcefully convinced to hand over what they had, all in the name of progress, of course. They only want to rebuild society. Why shouldn't you give what you have to their cause? Why shouldn't you avoid that bullet with your name on it? Well, people of the South, I'll tell you. Because if you give a mouse a cookie, he's gonna want a fucking glass of milk. Give the stag an arm, he's gonna take your arms, your legs, your tongue. But be assured, you will be allowed to use his road. That's right, fellow Southerner. Not your road, his. End transmission.